small. Plus, they're affordable. The prices are great, the service even better, so if you're planning a local move, interstate, and you live in Broward, Palm Beach, or the Treasure Coast, call Greek Moving and Storage. If you hire anyone else, you're making a mistake. For a quote on your move, call 561-683-1313. That's 561-683-1313, or on the web, it's GreekMovingCompany.com.
Looking at a new injury accident in Palm Beach County that is off to the shoulder, 95 South at 10th Avenue North. Going to see some heavy slowdowns from Forest Hill. Also a crash on Hypoluxo Road at Glenwood Drive, and an exit is blocked 95 South at 6th Avenue South. Got a crash off to the shoulder, 95 South just north of Hypoluxo, as well as a crash on Military Trail at Pheasant Way, and an injury accident on 95 North just before Palmetto Park. Broward County, same old song and dance going on pretty much for the whole morning. An accident off to the right shoulder, Turnpike North at Sunrise Boulevard. Big delays from 595, and a disabled vehicles cleared from the left lane off to the shoulder, 95 North at Hollywood. Still going to see delays there as well. This traffic report brought to you by Positive Coaching Alliance. If you are involved in youth or high school sports and you need to know about Positive Coaching Alliance, PCA is a national nonprofit organization developing better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. For more information, visit positivecoach.org. That's your 850 WFTL traffic. I'm Pam Warner.
I'm meteorologist Chris Farrell for CBS 12 News. The strong gusty wind continues on this Thursday. We've had a peak gust of 33 miles an hour. All right, cloudy skies for us on this Thursday with the gusty winds 25 to 30 miles an hour. The high 83, a 20% chance of a shower. For Friday, once again, partly to mostly cloudy skies. Still quite windy on Friday with a high of 83.
Live from the Crash Proof Retirement Show studios, get educated by Phil Cannella and Joanne Small. Saturdays at 10 a.m. on News Talk 850 WFTL.
Auditory impact. 10 seconds there. 1, 2, ball fair record on my count. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, roll A, fade up on the
we're ready to go into fast time if you are.
Live from the authority of South Florida, The Rich Stevens Show starts right now on News Talk 850 WFTL.
Got a real good show up there, and I think we're proving our point, old buddy.
New York attitude, Florida charm. Talk so hot, it's a 4-alarm. Right, smart, unafraid. A double shot of truth on your radio waves. Hey, hey, oh, whoa. Time to crank up your radio. Hey, hey, whoa, whoa. Time for the Rich Stevens Radio Show. Rich Stevens. Sounds so nice, you're gonna say it twice. Rich Stevens Show, coming to you strong on your radio.
Oh, what's going on? How are you? Welcome to the broadcast. It is a Thursday in lovely South Florida here on the Rich Stevens Radio Show. Or, of course, if you're watching Rich Stevens TV at the same time, we are live in color. And to prove the color aspect, I wore a bright green neon shirt to make sure that you can see me today. I felt like yesterday I was lost in the crowd. If you listened to the broadcast yesterday, you know how, well, I got angry because I couldn't get a damn cup of coffee. And today, what?
I remember.
Yeah, I know. Thanks. I wasn't mean to you, was I?
No, but before I left, you were just like going on a little rant about it.
I couldn't get coffee yesterday. And today, totally different mood. I'm happy. I'm smiling. I came in. There was a full pot of coffee.
Nice.
And not only was I able to finish the first cup of coffee, but I went back and I was able to fill up a second cup, which I almost spilled all over the equipment in the studio. And that kind of would have ruined everything. You know, so.
Yes, it would have.
So thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Now, if you want to find Rich Stevens TV, you have to find it. It can't find you. 2 ways to do it. You go to my Facebook page, you click on the live stream, and it pops up like magic. Or subscribe to Rich Stevens on YouTube, and then you get a notification that says, hey, we're live. But here's the deal. It's pretty simple. The show is from 9 to 11. All you got to do is go to my Facebook page anytime during that period, or I guess after too, if you don't get to watch it live. I noticed that a lot of people listen, or I should say, well, I guess listen too, because we have the Rich Stevens Show podcast. A lot of people get into it other times of the day rather than just during when we're doing it live. But it's kind of cool to watch it live because then you see everything that happens when it happens. So now that that's out of the way, if you're a fan, now I when I saw this story, first person I thought of was Evelyn. And the reason I thought of you is because you seem even, and with all due respect, I mean, you look like you're in pretty good shape. But
Yes, I
But you eat a
am.
lot of junk food.
I don't.
You do.
No, I don't.
You do.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I've seen you eat the junk food.
Okay, but that doesn't mean I eat a lot, all of it. You don't know what I eat.
No, I don't. I just know what you eat in front of me. So I see that some of the stuff you eat, and you know what? You have a gift, as a lot of people do. I'm the exact opposite. If I ate that junk, I would be a house. But you're
Well,
lucky.
I work out and I also
Yeah, I
eat
know.
clean. My meals
I know,
are really clean.
I know. Me too. But I don't know why I thought of you when I saw this story this morning. Are you a fan of wild game?
No.
Well, that's
What-
eating clean, you know.
What does that mean?
Well,
Wild game.
you know, like animals that run wild.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't understand the context. I thought it was like an actual game.
But you don't go hunting, right?
Right.
Right. So the thing is, Arby's is coming out with a new sandwich. For the first time ever, they're going to serve venison sandwiches, which is deer. That's the wild game. It's going to have a thick slab of venison on a roll with crispy onions. They plan to offer it in November. It's going to be in 6 different states.
Wow.
And Florida is one of the states, which is quite interesting because the motto, they're trying to offer this in states where hunting is popular. And last I checked, Florida's not a state where hunting is popular, unless I'm totally missing the boat on this one. It's going to be available starting next week on Monday in Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, and Florida. How Florida fits into that category is, I can't figure it out. But again, it may be just a Florida thing and I'm not aware of it. Also, the good folks over at Pringles, they have a brand new way to indulge this holiday season. Do you eat Pringles?
Yeah, no.
No?
Like I don't go out of my way to buy that.
Well,
But
this news officially was released yesterday. They're going to be releasing pecan pie or pecan pie, depending on where you're from, sugar cookie, and salted caramel flavors, which are all inspired, of course, by Thanksgiving and Christmas. And they sent out an apology on Twitter saying, quote, "Sorry, Halloween, we're ready for the holidays," and the hashtag sweater weather. Again, doesn't apply to us in Florida. But the idea got mixed reviews. There was a couple of followers that said they sounded sickly, while others couldn't wait to buy them. And people are asking where you can get these things. The sugar cookie variety is going to be sold only at Walmart, and the other 2 flavors are headed to Dollar General. So if you want these things, those are the only places that you'll be able to get it. And not a good day yesterday for Samsung. The company posted a 96% drop. 96% drop in third quarter mobile earnings. All thanks to that Samsung. See, we can laugh because we're Apple people. It all had to do with that Galaxy Note 7 cell phone catching on fire deal.
I've tried to warn people with Androids, don't do it.
Yeah,
Get
it's not.
an iPhone.
Just get an iPhone. And Bloomberg is reporting that the company said it was expanding its probe into the Galaxy Note 7 far beyond batteries because they tried to reassure investors that it would get to the bottom of one of the worst products in tech history. Worst product failures, I should say.
Absolutely.
And
Caught on fire. They're banned.
I know. There were cars that caught on fire. I mean, it's just incredible. And manufacturers of an EpiPen alternative called the AviQ announced that they're going to bring it back next year. The good news is that there's going to be an alternative for the pricey EpiPen. However, the AviQ was more expensive than the EpiPen originally and was taken off the market last year. But the EpiPen manufacturer is also working supposedly on a generic version, which could cause both manufacturers to lower the price of the original product. So if you need the EpiPen, you know, that's good news for you. And also, Microsoft used their big event yesterday to unveil an all-in-one touchscreen desktop computer. It's called the Surface Studio. It's going to cost $3,000.
What?
And it has add-ons that could cost more than $1,000 more. So you're talking $4,000 for a home desktop computer. You could buy these things for $500-$600 now. The big deal, though, about the Surface is that its screen tilts down to become a touchscreen PC as well. Kind of like on what's the show? Is it I think it's NCS NCIS Los Angeles, where they have that tablet, that Surface table thing. Kind of looks like that. And by the way, there's a new Surface Book as well. It looks like the original model from last year, but it has an updated processor, a whole lot more battery life, which is pretty good considering the original averaged 12 hours, which is great. When I first got my first laptop, I think the battery lasted 40 minutes.
Wow.
And by the way, Apple's big presentation is scheduled for today after Microsoft's yesterday. They're expected to unveil new MacBooks and possibly other Mac hardware.
Nice.
Hopefully not the iPhone 8.
I'll get that one.
Yeah, that's going to be a year away. And then at that point, I'll be selling my 7 Plus. And by the way, when I went home yesterday, there was a package at the door. It was the other iPhone 7 Plus Jet Black 256 gigabyte delivered to my house, which I now have 2 weeks to either sell or return to the Apple Store.
Come on over here.
I'm telling you, put $1,000 on the table. It's yours.
$1,000.
That's what I paid for it.
Good.
That's what I paid for it. It's actually $1,100 with the tax and shipping. So if you're interested, you don't have to wait 3 months to get it.
I'll wait those 3 months.
I don't take payment plans, by the way. All right, stand by. Quick timeout. This is the Rich Stevens Show.
Can't listen live? Never miss another show. Joyce, Rich, Jen, and Bill get the podcasts. Listen anytime, anywhere. Available at 850WFTL.com.
International Diamond Center makes engagement ring shopping easier than ever. Now with our spectacular collection of ready-to-wear designer engagement rings at even better value prices. Introducing the IDC Signature Collection, our exclusive line of gorgeous engagement rings. We've put together beautiful designer rings with center diamonds already included, showcased at upfront, clearly marked value prices. With the IDC Signature Collection, you don't have to wonder how much it'll cost because these rings are grouped by specific price points. Looking for a $1,900 engagement ring? We have hundreds all ready to go. Or is your budget $2,900, $3,900, or $4,900? Just choose the price you're comfortable with and then browse hundreds of complete designer rings and pick the one you like best. It's that easy. We've eliminated the guesswork, simplified the process, carefully selecting the right diamond for each ring and showing you the no-hassle price up front. International Diamond Center, always finding new ways to add more value and make ring shopping easier for guys. The IDC Signature Collection, now available at the corner of US 1 and PSO Boulevard.
You know, not a day goes by where I don't tell you about Dr. Elvis Grandick. This guy, I'm telling you, he's a saint when it comes to human beings and doctors. He's one of 8 surgeons in the entire country. He's specially trained in a minimally invasive procedure. It's called SuperPath, and this procedure is a technique that avoids damaging your muscles or tendons or dislocating your hip during the surgery. What makes that so important is that your hip is never twisted into unnatural positions during the surgery. Now, you might be saying, well, Rich, if I'm getting surgery, I'm totally knocked out, so it doesn't matter what kind of position my hip is in, right? No, well, that may be true, but when you come out of the anesthesia, if you don't do the SuperPath with Dr. Elvis Grandick, you're going to have a lot of recovery issues. When you do the SuperPath, you'll have less pain, blood loss, and movement restriction. And the best part is you get a more natural feeling of the hip after recovery. My mom had this procedure, and it's a medical miracle. And you can get this procedure at one place in South Florida. That's with Dr. Elvis Grandick. Call him, make an appointment, sit down, have a conversation. 561-734-5080. 561-734-5080. Learn more about this procedure and everything else that Dr. Elvis Grandick does. It's on his website, elvisgrandickmd.com.
Joyce here, and I just found out that my favorite plastic surgeon, Mark Pinsky, actually has a crystal ball. Only his is called Vectra. This incredible equipment is used by only the top, most talented plastic surgeons to help you look at your plastic surgery options. It might help you choose between a C and a D cup, or maybe help you choose the perfect upturn to the tip of your nose. If you're thinking of a little self-improvement, go see Dr. Pinsky, my favorite. I know you've heard me talk about the Cool Sculpting at Dr. Pinsky's office. I still love it. Cool Sculpting can slim your bulges by 20 to 25% with no surgery, no diet or exercise, and you see the results in 6 to 8 weeks. It's not a wrap or a temporary weekend fix. It's a Harvard-tested, FDA-cleared technology that freezes and destroys your fat cells. So call and let them target your bulges. Dr. Mark Pinsky in Palm Beach Gardens, 561-881-8800. That's 561-881-8800.
I want to tell you that the only way you should even think about selling your car or your SUV or your motorcycle is with the guys at AutoBuy. Why? Because, well, they always pay the max. To me, that's the best benefit right there. You take your car into the car dealer, especially when you're doing a trade-in, you think they're giving you a good deal. They are absolutely not going to give you a good deal. And if you don't know this by now, then hello, you need to wake up and get on and go to AutoBuy. I'm telling you, 20 minutes. Let's say you've already gone to the dealer and the dealer offered you X amount of dollars. Well, do me a favor and do yourself a favor. Go to AutoBuy. In 20 minutes or less, they'll give you a certified evaluation on the spot. And I guarantee you they're going to pay you the max, more than your dealer is, especially if you're doing a trade-in. That's why I tell people every day to head to AutoBuy. There's 5 locations from the Treasure Coast to Miami, and that means there's one near you. You go online, find those locations. They're open till 7 o'clock tonight. WePayTheMax.com. That's the website, has all the information, the locations. And by the way, if you can't get to them, they will come to you. I'm telling you, do not trade your car in at the car dealership. Take it to AutoBuy and get paid the max. Today, tomorrow, even over the weekend. If you have a payoff on a lease, you may have equity in that lease. The dealer's not going to tell you about it. AutoBuy will. WePayTheMax.com. That's WePayTheMax.com. Do not put this off. Go there right now. WePayTheMax.com. It's AutoBuy.
Financial independence, wealth empowerment. Millions dream of it. Few achieve it. Why? They follow the crowd. You'll only be wealthy once you know what the wealthy know. When you're tired of watching your retirement accounts waste away. Once you're ready for strong returns while preserving your principal, you're ready for Heroes Talk Radio. Learn the secrets of planning a tax-free retirement income. Sunday at 1 p.m. on News Talk 850 WFTL. Or call 866-544-7755. 866-544-7755.
Palm Beach County really starting to clear out, leaving behind just a few injury accidents. The first on Hypoluxa Road at Glenwood Drive, another one off to the shoulder, 95 South at 10th Avenue North. An exit is blocked, 95 South at 6th Avenue South, and a crash on Lakeworth Road at Lake Osborne Drive. Broward County's got the biggest delays of all times, emergency vehicles, and have the express lanes completely shut down, and the northbound direction at Griffin Road. Also, 2 left lanes tied, 95 North at Griffin, stop and go from Sheridan, and big delays for a broken down car cleared from the left lane and off to the shoulder, almost out of your way, 95 North at Hollywood. This traffic report is brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life. Hi, neighbor. Mr. Rogers passed along friendship, hoping we would too. Friendship, pass it on. For the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com. That's your 850 WFTL traffic. I'm Pam Warner.
South Florida's station for the Seminole Nation.
Francois dropping, looking, crossing route, throws, caught, touchdown FSU, 96 yards.
News Talk 850 WFTL. Some call it pitching. We call it motivational speaking. This is The Rich Stevens Show on News Talk 850 WFTL.
And thank you so much for checking us out. I do appreciate it. By the way, if you're like me, I'm a tremendous music fan of good music. And my taste in music can really go, before I did talk radio, I did music radio. I was 15 when I first started in the radio business, and it was music radio. Had some radio stations where the format, I actually have worked every single format in the radio business, from Top 40, which is called CHR, Contemporary Hit Radio. Also, I've worked hip-hop and also urban, which is black. And I was the only white guy at a black station, which was always fun. But I did country, believe it or not, and I'm not a fan of country music, but I was for 18 months. Anyway, when you hear a song, and this is one of the talents that I believe that I had, and I have it's all my storage, but I have some platinum and gold record awards in recognition of me being able to hear a song and pick out when a song is a hit before anybody else does. So I want to tell you a couple music-related things. One, first, Jay-Z is trying desperately to buy Prince's unreleased music. Now, when Prince died, Prince left a ton of music in a vault at Paisley Park that nobody ever heard, only Prince. And this is both written music as well as produced music, songs that are fully produced, ready to go. So Jay-Z offered more than $40 million to the estate to snap it up, but the BBC is saying today that he actually flew Prince's sister, Tyka, and her husband to New York City for a meeting to try to work out this deal. But she needs the approval of all these, these half siblings that have come forward. She needs all their approval. And apparently, because he's not the only one that's after this stuff, it doesn't look like he's going to get it. Because all three major record labels, they're looking to buy it too. This is a gold mine. Imagine that they could release not one, not two, not 5, not 10, but more than 30 Prince albums. And the guy's not even alive anymore. By the way, they also had to drill the door open on the vault because Prince was the only one that had an entry code. Can you imagine? Now, there's endless hours of live and studio recordings that are going to get released at some point or another. By the way, as of last night, the Prince estate said that Jay-Z is not in the running for this. So, I would like to see somebody get it that actually has a knowledge of the music business that can do something with it and not just exploit it. That's not something that should happen to, Prince. And I think it's fair to say that everybody's a Prince music fan, so there's got to be some great stuff there. By the way, speaking of great stuff, this is just, are you a Britney Spears fan?
Yeah.
Remember the song Toxic?
Yes.
That was good. You probably danced to that song, right?
Probably.
Yeah. Well, someone on YouTube, I don't know if you've seen this yet, somebody on YouTube is posting really bad covers using a recorder. And they're so awful that they're kind of good, kind of redundant. But here's a recorded version of Britney Spears' Toxic. And for some reason, they added a violin in too. You might want to hold your ears on this one. Stop it. I can't take it. Listen, it reminds me. I don't know. I told you it was awful, but it's kind of good. But here's the thing. Well, wait a minute. Now, maybe just because recently, a couple of weeks ago, was the Jewish New Year, and they blew the shofar in the temple. And to me, that almost sounded like the ram's horn that they were blowing instead of a recorder. Listen again. Or maybe that was the goats like themselves screaming. I don't know, but they also did another version of Usher's "Yeah." Now, before I even play you a bit of this, can you hear it in your head how bad? If that one was so awful, but it was kind of interesting to hear. Can you imagine the Usher song?
Oh my goodness.
You. It was
My
awful.
My ears are bleeding.
But listen, here's the thing. You and I were just talking about this last week. These people are going to make $1 million on these awful videos because they're getting like so many views on YouTube. It's incredible. They've gone viral.
Not millions, probably a couple that like hundreds.
I'm telling you, these are both going viral, and they keep releasing others. I don't know why we can't come up with some crap like this. Anything is possible, right? All right, let's take a quick time out. This is the Rich Stevens Show.
Traffic got you down? Save time with News Talk 850's real-time traffic map, available on our website at 850wftl.com.
Keep your lawn looking great from football season all the way to spring training with Bayer Advanced 3-in-1 Weed and Feed for southern lawns. Just one application in fall feeds your lawn, kills weeds like dollarweed and dandelion, and then prevents weeds like poa anna and chickweed for up to 6 months. So next spring you'll have fewer lawn weeds and more time to play ball. Bayer Advanced 3-in-1 Weed and Feed for southern lawns. Get more from the blue bag. Always read and follow label directions.
Hi, this is Joyce. I lost more weight more quickly than I ever thought possible. Quick Weight Loss Centers. And unlike other programs, you know what? This was fun. It was convenient. I was eating real food that I prepared. I could eat out at restaurants. I had supplements that crushed my cravings. The program's so convenient and so easy to follow. I still get to enjoy life. I go to parties, I've been on vacation, and I've kept off the 28 pounds, now going on 3 months. It's affordable compared to other programs, and you'll get amazing fast results. Lose lose up to 100 pounds or more eating more fresh-made restaurant and supermarket food than you care to eat, so you're never hungry. There are no prepackaged meals. You get 4 weeks for just $66. 4 weeks for $66. Kids join free with parent enrollment. Some conditions apply. Visit quickweightloss.net. There are 17 locations from Miami to Vero. For one near you, dial **QUICK for a free consultation and get a text with even more savings. Message data rates may apply. Dial **QUICK on your mobile for quick weight loss.
You have questions about your financial planning? Rick Edelman has answers. Join acclaimed financial advisor, best-selling author, award-winning host of radio and television shows, and award-winning educator Rick Edelman. Sunday mornings from 8 to 9 on 850 WFTL. Let Rick show you how to build your financial plan and manage your investments. That's Rick Edelman of Edelman Financial Services, changing the way America invests. Sunday mornings from 8 to 9 on 850 WFTL.
The presidential election is only 12 days away. Donald Trump heading to Ohio today. ABC's Alex Stone is there waiting for him in the town of Geneva, just outside of Cleveland.
The only thing that may be getting more attention in this small town than Trump is the World Series. We're about an hour outside of Cleveland. The talk here being about the series. When it's not that, then it's about the election. Trump is popular in this winemaking area, which also has quite a few factories. People here say protection of the Second Amendment is a big reason Trump is supported here.
Donald Trump told ABC's George Stephanopoulos during an exclusive interview on Good Morning America that he never groped any women and he never supported the Iraq War. A new ABC News Washington Post tracking poll shows Hillary Clinton up by 6 points. Yesterday, she was up by 9 points. The day before that, she was up by 12. Unable to find a buyer and with its stock price tumbling, Twitter has announced it is cutting its workforce by 9% worldwide. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Good morning. I'm Gerard Campbell with an 850 WFTL News Break. Battle for the Senate. Marco Rubio and Patrick Murphy take shots at each other's political record in a debate held last night. Polls show their race to be very close. Broward County judge holding a hearing today on why a medical marijuana proposal is missing from some ballots in that county. There could be some progress in the fight against Zika. Researchers are trying to infect mosquitoes in Brazil and Colombia with a type of bacteria that could prevent them from spreading the virus. And details surrounding the tragic death of Miami Marlins pitcher Jose Fernandez and two friends are coming to light. Those at the crash scene reported a strong smell of alcohol. Right now, mostly cloudy skies and 77 degrees in West Palm Beach. Mostly cloudy skies and 79 degrees in Fort Lauderdale. I'm Gerard Campbell, News Talk 850 WFTL.
All right, listen, so you own a home and you're thinking about selling. I have a better idea for you. Do not sell it. Rent it out instead with the guys over at Invest Pro Properties. You see, here's the deal. Home ownership, it's at its lowest level in 51 years, and that has created an unbelievable demand for rentals right here in our area. In fact, the rental market's so hot, Invest Pro Properties, they can't get enough property. So here's the deal. They will go out. They will find you a great tenant, usually just a couple weeks on average, and then they will manage everything for you. And I'm talking about the rent collections, those inspections, those dreaded middle-of-the-night phone calls. You don't want to deal with that, and a lot more. And the best part is you pay nothing up front. There's no binding contracts. Yes, you can cancel anytime. Listen, they're even going to guarantee that the tenant will perform for you. And while this is going on, of course, you're just sitting at home and cashing the checks every month. So that's why I want you to call Invest Pro Properties today. Get all the details. 561-203-7022. 561-203-7022. Listen, if you're planning a move for whatever reason, whatever you do, do not sell your home. Rent it out instead with Invest Pro Properties. You don't want to be leaving thousands of dollars on the table, and that could be what's happening. So put the cash in your pocket right away instead by renting it with Invest Pro Properties. 561-203-7022. That's 561-203-7022 for Invest Pro Properties.
Here's David Lerner. For 40 years, whether the stock market has been up or down, we at David Lerner Associates have been providing our clients with investments designed to provide income. Our aim has always been to make available what we believe is the sensible middle ground of investing. Unlike the wolves of Wall Street, we feel for the last 40 years we have been good shepherds. Take a tip from Poppy. Get to know us.
Call 1-800-367-3000 or find us online at davidlerner.com. That's 1-800-367-3000. There are risks inherent in investing. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. Certain investments are offered by prospectus. Investors should read the prospectuses carefully and consider the investment's objectives, risks, charges, expenses, and other information before investing. The prospectuses may be obtained from David Lerner Associates Incorporated by calling 1-800-367-3000. Member FINRA and SIPC. Remember, the appointment is free. The advice could be priceless.
This report brought to you by Safe and Steady. Safe and Steady wants to be your home health company. Call now. See how to get your first 2 hours free. 561-237-5252.
Checking out the delays in Palm Beach County, and they're almost non-existent, which is great news. We do have a crash lingering on Lake Worth Road at Lake Osborne Drive and some minor slowdowns on 441 South between Forest Hill and Lake Worth Road. Broward County is holding our attention. We've got an earlier crash on the Turnpike North at Sunrise Boulevard. Stop and go from Griffin. It was cleared from the true right lane, so that's good news. Also, the express lanes did reopen. 95 Express North at Griffin, but you're still not in the clear. Heavy delays persist, and a right shoulder's tied at 95 North at Griffin. Stop and go from Hollywood. This traffic report brought to you by Lead Safe America. More than 1 in 3 American kids has lead in their blood, and no level of lead is safe. Lead poisoning causes learning disabilities and behavioral disorders. Has your child been tested? Learn more at leadsafeamerica.org. That's your 850 WFTL traffic. I'm Pam Warner.
This weather report brought to you by Gun World of South Florida. Load them up and check out Gun World of South Florida, 1700 South Powerline Road in Deerfield, or online at gunworldofsfl.com.
I'm meteorologist Chris Farrell for CBS 12 News. A strong gusty wind continues on this Thursday. We've had a peak gust of 33 miles an hour. All right, cloudy skies for us on this Thursday with the gusty winds 25 to 30 miles an hour. The high 83, a 20% chance of a shower. For Friday, once again, partly to mostly cloudy skies. Still quite windy on Friday with a high of 83.
This is Michael Savage with news, views, and unprotected talk on the Savage Nation. Weekdays at 3, right after Joyce Kaufman on News Talk 850 WFTL.
Don't believe everything you think. We think. Now, back to Rich Stevens.
How are you? What's going on? Let me give you the phone number so you get in touch with us. 877-850-8585. 877-850-8585. It's another day and another dump from WikiLeaks. I'll tell you what that's all about. And also the Halloween masks that are on the market. The big one, of course, is, well, the big ones is between the Hillary mask and the Donald Trump mask. I'll give you this little nugget. The Trump mask is huge, as Donald would say. And then I also want to know, you're banging into the microphone while you're taking your selfies, by the way.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I apologize.
What about dating someone with different political views? Do you do this? Do you know anybody that does this?
I wouldn't do it.
Really? Well, that's interesting.
Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm the type of person that can agree to disagree.
Yeah, I mean, I have friends that, don't necessarily think the same way I do when it comes to politics, and we don't, this is not a political show, but obviously there's this election that's happening in 12 days.
Right.
And we're all over this. Now, it's gotten to the point where it's a topic of conversation. I mean, no matter where you go, people talk about it.
No matter where you go, it has to be brought up.
So if you were dating a guy right now and the guy was a huge Trump supporter, if you were a Hillary supporter, would you say to him, like, look, we've got to break up? No, right?
No, you can compromise. Just, okay, you know what? We clearly don't agree on the same thing, so let's just not even talk about it,
right.
you and I.
And this is why...
you go vote for him, I'll go vote for her, or vice versa.
And this is why we talked about the other day when people were defriending me or unfriending me. Is it defriending or unfriending?
Either, same thing.
Yeah.
I think.
It's like, I think D comes when you get off a plane. Like, deplane is not the same as defriending. I don't even think that's a word.
I do agree, though, that it can cause problems in the relationship, and it can cause you to break up. That's like, it can happen.
I've had several friends break up with me on Facebook and totally unfollow me. And I'm not sure I understand. You have to see. This is what's so beautiful about this country is you have your choice. Nobody's going to stand there with a gun and say, "Hey, you have to pull the trigger." Oh, you have to. That's probably a bad way to put it. You have to, hit the voting booth and vote for this particular candidate. Nobody's going to do that.
Yeah. Personally, I feel like it would bring too many problems, especially with these two specific candidates that we have right now.
Yeah.
I would probably end it. Personally.
Oh, you just said you would.
Well, no, I'm saying I personally would. Like, I can see why people would compromise. Like, you can do that, but me, I'd probably just be like, it would cause too many problems.
Okay, but it's going to be over in 12 days.
Yeah, well.
All right, here's the question. 877-850-8585. 877-850-8585. Can you be in a relationship with somebody that you disagree with? And let's put politics aside. Let's just do a general question.
Well, if it's causing too many issues, too many arguments, then you can't. That's already unhealthy.
But isn't it healthy? I don't know why
it's
I'm
healthy
saying.
to compromise and agree to disagree, but not everyone can do that.
But it's also, it's kind of like being a vegetarian versus a meat eater. I mean, think about that.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I think it's complicated. You know what? Let's just leave it at that.
But aren't the best relationships complicated?
No.
No? You think you just want an easy ride?
Not an easy ride, but when it's complicated, it's constant arguing and bickering and constant disagreement.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Okay, so let's say you and I are in a relationship, okay, and you love the Miami Marlins and I love the New York Yankees. Is that a done deal? Is it over because we like two different teams?
Okay, football. No, because I think that's so different.
No, it's not. It's rival teams, rival candidates, this kind of stuff.
Yeah, but I think candidates are, how do I say it? It's just more important because it's politics. It's like, I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like
No,
football, not everyone watches football. You don't even watch football.
I know, but no, I was talking about baseball, though. I was saying the Yankees and the Marlins.
Baseball. Yeah, sports is different.
No, it's the same thing. If you disagree because you have different views, that's what my question is. 877-850-8585. Can you be in a relationship with someone you disagree with?
But the views are different. Like
okay, so let me change. I'll just change it this way. Do you like sushi?
I love sushi.
Okay, so that's a bad example. So, because I love sushi too. Well, let's say there's a food that you didn't like and I liked, and I wanted to go to that restaurant. Do you go?
Wait, what was the question again?
Well, let's say there's some kind of food that you've never had or that you don't like. And I say I want to go to this restaurant. The first thing that's going to go through your mind is, well, Rich, I don't like that kind of food. And I'm saying, well, that's where I really want to go. So,
well, that's a bad example because I'll eat anything and everything. And I'm not picky at all.
All right, hang on. 877-850-8585. Justin in Ohio. How are you today? Hi, Justin.
Hello?
Can't hear anything. Do we have the phones connected there?
Yeah, it's on.
Here, let me put you back on hold a second. Hang on. Let me try a different line. Let's go to Peter in Wellington. How are you today? Nope, there's something wrong with the phone lines. Are you kidding me?
Oh, my goodness. There's always, everything's on.
Don't go anywhere, Peter. Hang on. Don't go anywhere. Something is not pressed there somewhere.
No, everything is
because I'm not hearing it. Let me just go to a dead line and see. There should be a dial tone, and we don't hear anything there. Nothing. So this is very interesting. So the Facebook, the Rich Stevens TV, working fine. I believe the audio's good. I think the picture's good. But now we're having the phone issue.
Everything is pressed that Brian told me to press.
All right. Well, something is not working. So why don't we do this? Okay. Hang on, Peter. Hang on, Andy. Cindy, hang on too. Richard, hang on. I want to get to this. I want to know how people feel about this relationship stuff. Especially Andy, you're going to be up first because he says his wife is a Democrat and he's a Republican. That's pretty interesting. So we'll try to figure out what's wrong with the phones. I can't believe I'm even saying that again. Hang on. This is the Rich Stevens Show.
South Florida's station for the Seminole Nation.
Francois dropping, looking, crossing route, throws, caught, touchdown FSU, 96 yards.
News Talk 850 WFTL.
Hi, this is Joyce Kaufman, and do you have a family member addicted to painkillers or alcohol or other drugs? Are you desperate to help them stop this downward spiral and get their lives back? The Florida House Experience is the only treatment center in the country that combines cutting-edge medical treatment with highly trained doctors, psychological and psychiatric care. The Florida House Experience uses neuro-rehabilitative techniques that restore the brain so it can be regulated and healthy. The patients feel great, and the once-resistant patient is now now ready to receive traditional clinical care. If this is what you want for a loved one, consider the Florida House Experience. Comprehensive treatment for drug and alcohol addiction or drug abuse and mental disorders such as depression, anxiety, codependency, and trauma. For modern-day addiction treatment, call 855-SOBER-16. That's 855-SOBER-16. Or visit online at FHERehab.com. Call 855-SOBER-16. That's 855-SOBER-16. Or visit online at FHERehab.com.
When Hurricane Matthew roared through our region, were you one of the thousands of people struggling and sweating to get your hurricane shutters installed? Many of us were in a panic, calling for help to get our hurricane shutters put in place. But there's no need to panic anymore. This is Gerard Campbell. Throw away your old hurricane shutters forever by upgrading to Impact Windows and Doors from FHIA, Florida Home Improvement Associates. Call today for a free in-home demonstration. 561-330-5700, 561-330-5700. FHIA is local, does not use subcontractors, and you can save lots of money right now. They've got $200,000 in discounts and rebates available at this moment on Impact Windows and Doors. Call FHIA now and save and get some peace of mind. 561-330-5700, 561-330-5700.
Karen Curtis here. I have an 83-year-old mother who lives in Deerfield, and I cannot be with her throughout the day, so I rely on Focus Family Care. It's a private company that eliminates the stress and worry I have about my mom. Simply call them at 561-693-1311 and get a free quote on a hand-picked certified nursing assistant or home health aide to look after your loved one. Whether your loved one is elderly or disabled, they can help with fixing meals, dispensing medication, dressing, and they'll help with the bathroom, doctor visits, cooking, cleaning, and laundry. Their assistants are handpicked, and you have a say in finding your ideal match. You can read a bio and approve the caregiver. You're assured to have a sympathetic assistant who you can trust and who has a level 2 background check. Again, call for a free quote, 561-693-1311. The caregivers are equipped with years of experience along with required training, and they genuinely care about your loved one's independence, comfort, and satisfaction. Call Focus Family Care at 561-693-1311 or go to the website focusfamilycare.com and tell them Karen told you to call.
Listen, I don't want you to miss the boat. The boat is sailing, and it's on full sail right now. I'm talking about interest rates and your opportunity to get locked into a fixed rate under 3%. This is real. Let me repeat it. Under 3% right now. There's one way to do this. You get in touch with Michael Kotsey right now or anytime on his cell phone, 561-441-2730. 561-441-2730. Listen, they're also the experts on reverse mortgages. And if you're upside down or you're working with somebody else and you're getting a runaround, the process is not supposed to be like that. It's actually a relatively easy process. That's why I want you to get in touch with Michael Kotsey, because he'll literally hold your hand and walk you through the process from start to finish and get you locked into a fixed rate below 3%. You've got to take advantage of this today. 561-441-2730. 561-441-2730. He doesn't work banker's hours. He's available when you need him most, which could be right now. It could be at night. It could be during a game and on the weekend. It doesn't matter. 561-441-2730. Text him right now and just say, hey, I heard Rich Stevens talking about you. 561-441-2730. He's got a AAA rating with the Better Business Bureau. He's been doing this for more than 20 years, just helping South Floridians just like you with all their mortgage needs. It's the only company I trust. That's Choice Mortgage Bank and Michael Kotsey. 561-441-2730. NMLS number 166254. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. Equal housing lender.
Financial independence, wealth empowerment. Millions dream of it. Few achieve it. Why? They follow the crowd. You'll only be wealthy once you know what the wealthy know. When you're tired of watching your retirement accounts waste away. Once you're ready for strong returns while preserving your principal, you're ready for Heroes Talk Radio. Learn the secrets of planning a tax-free retirement income. Sunday at 1 p.m. on News Talk 850 WFTL. Or call 866-544-7755. 866-544-7755.
Still seeing minor slowdowns in Palm Beach County. Got an earlier crash on Lake Worth Road at Lake Osborne Drive, clearing out of the way. Also slowdowns on 441 South between Forest Hill and Lake Worth Road. Broward County still has heavy delays. However, they are struggling to clear a crash off to the right shoulder, 95 North at Griffin. Stop and go from Hollywood. Good news is the express lanes reopened in the northbound direction at Griffin Road. Still going to see heavy delays till everybody catches back up to speed, and traffic at a crawl Sawgrass northbound between the Turnpike and Power Line. We also have an earlier accident still lingering on the Turnpike North at Sunrise. Stop and go from Griffin. This traffic report brought to you by Compassion International. And never thought of yourself as a hero? Well, that's what you'll be for a child in poverty when you become a sponsor with Compassion International. To find out how you can release a child from poverty right now, go to compassion.com/radio. And that's your 850 WFTL traffic. I'm Pam Warner.
Gee, let's see who got behind Donald Trump virtually the day he announced. Stick with the winners and join me, Joyce Kaufman, weekdays at noon on News Talk 850 WFTL.
If you can't say something nice, call the Rich Stevens Show, 877-850-8585. You'll never know what'll happen. Now, here's Rich Stevens.
All right, I believe my fingers are crossed that we have the phone line issue fixed.
It should be working.
So let's lower this music a little bit and go to the telephones. 877-850-8585. The question is, can you be in a relationship with someone that you disagree with?
Can I make a disclaimer?
Oh, God. What?
I do know the difference between football and baseball. I just had football on my mind because I'm really excited for this Cowboys and Eagles game this weekend. I was just looking at the standings.
Yeah.
And I did not hear the teams that you said.
The Yankees and the Marlins.
I don't know why. I just had football on my mind.
It's all right. You're forgiven.
I
You're
know.
allowed.
I know, but
okay. All right.
you know.
Yeah,
I do know the difference.
I will double forgive you if I press the button down and talk to somebody and I can hear them. Andy
Yes.
and Boca, how are you today?
Not too bad, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much.
Okay, your question.
Well, yeah.
Can a Republican can a relationship work if they have different views? Absolutely, they can.
Okay, so you say your wife is a Democrat and you're Republican.
Yes, sir.
Does that mean that your wife is voting for Trump too?
No, she's not voting for Trump. She will be voting for Hillary Clinton. However, if you talk to them, their deeper issues, they're actually Republicans at heart. You know, the abortion issue, the capital murder issues, all the issues, they feel the same way that we do. They just have different aspects of it. You know, deep down, if you talk to them, they're the same people as we are. They're just going to vote differently. Not that big of a deal. She's also from Chicago. I'm from Detroit. So the sports thing does work as well. You know, Lions, Bears, Blackhawks, Red Wings, everything was there. So,
but let me ask you this: Are there any views that cause problems in your relationship?
Trusting candidates. You know, she doesn't trust Donald because he flies off the handle of what he said about women. I don't trust Hillary because she's a war criminal and she has lied in the past. I mean, yeah, it's politicians. Nobody trusts them throughout this country. You got to pick the best one and you feel strongly about, and that's how we work it out.
And that's exactly why I say that, and I appreciate your call, Andy. That's why I say that, you know, to be part of the Donald Trump club, because he's not a politician, and that makes a big difference. By the way, in this survey, 17% of women would end a relationship over conflicting political views, and another survey says 47% of people would refuse to even date someone that had conflicting political beliefs. So, you know, that's a big deal. But again, this is why I'm telling you to join the Donald Trump club.
DONALDTRUMP Donald Trump Club, 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 Donald.
That's going to be the hooky song that'll be in your head the rest of the day.
No, it will not be.
877-850-8585. Peter in Wellington, how are you today?
Hey, great, Rich. Thanks very much. Listen, I'm like you in a lot of ways. I'm a kid from the Bronx originally, and now I live in Florida for over 20 years. I, like your previous caller, I lived in Boca. I had to get the heck out of there because I couldn't take it anymore. But thank God for me, my girlfriend is right like me, right, Trump, and we both feel that if, God forbid, Hillary Clinton is elected, this country is not going to be the same. We have the attitude of like, hey, World War II in the history. Where's that generation? What on earth is going on? But I have a friend. My best friend is diametrically opposed to me politically. I mean, he's so far left. He's like Obama. He's even left-handed. The two of them.
Wow.
Anyway, he's my best friend for so long. I knew fairly well into knowing him that he was way far left, but I just can't sort him out or befriend him or anything like that.
There's some people that's what you would call a diehard. There's some people that, the people that have unfriended me on Facebook, and I love the way, it's kind of like somebody that calls, they don't like something that I say on the Rich Stevens Show, and they'll call and say, I'll never listen to you again. Well, you don't have to notify me of this. Just turn the radio off. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. Same thing with Facebook. For some reason, these people feel that they have to post a message. What they don't realize is when you post a message on somebody's timeline or a comment, whatever it is, when you unfriend that person, that comment goes away. So I don't even see it. Now, the only reason I would know it's there is because I get a notification. Every time somebody mentions my name on Facebook, it hits me with an email, so I know. Otherwise, I'd never know. It just goes to show you how dumb some people are. 877-850-8585. 877-850-8585. And I have a song I got to play for you.
Oh, goodness, another one.
This one. Well, let me go to Richard first in Jupiter. Thanks for holding, Richard. What's up?
Real simply, as far as dating women of this different political persuasion, I dated women in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s until the mid-90s when I got married. But I'm a conservative Republican, and I always preferred to date liberal Democrats. As a matter of fact, back in the late 60s and early 70s, I dated a gal from the SDS. And let me tell you why. You know why?
Why?
I find girls of the left looser and easier. So consequently, as a single guy, who do you want to date? And it typically worked out.
Okay.
Now, the problem now is with people of the left, from liberal to progressive to socialist to Bernie Sanders Trotsky to Stalinist, they don't like dissent. They don't like discussions. They don't like dissent by the majority. Consequently, there's difficulty in keeping friends with them if they won't listen to you, and even if you have to listen to them. I got a perfect example of my family. My sister, one of my sisters, somehow turned left this past couple of years and stuff, and like Bernie Sanders, we were all perplexed.
But this is what happens. Isn't this what makes America great, Richard? Think about that. If everybody had the same likes and dislikes and everybody had the same personalities, nothing would be different. That's why I think, and I think you nailed it there, that's why I think it's so important to have conversations with people. And this doesn't have to be a political thing. This just has to be a relationship thing. The best relationships are based on the best friendships. And I got to tell you, as somebody that never believed in this when I was younger, I always thought you got to meet somebody, you start dating and all that crap. But no, the way to do it is to be friends with somebody first and then go into that next phase. 877-850-8585. 877-850-8585. Gail, hang on. I'll get to your call in just a couple minutes. Also, I have the Hillary Clinton song that you got to hear. This is good stuff. Really good stuff. I love when somebody sends me a fine piece of music. I don't know what I'm
music
looking for.
Piece.
Yeah, I don't know. I was looking for something else there. All right, stand by. We have hour 2 of the Rich Stevens Show. That's coming up next.
Listen for election night results of the 2016 presidential election from the Crash Proof Retirement Show studio. Heard every Saturday at 10 a.m.
Joyce Kaufman here, and if you're in your 40s or your 50s or your 60s, you don't want to look 25, but you want to look as good as you can. And that's where Dr. Mark Pinsky comes in. He was my choice out of all the cosmetics